Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, and this is the second part of the first module. This would be about teaching or the development of teaching in the Philippines. Okay, now let's look into the historical development of teaching as a profession. Bago natin, for us to understand the current practices and the best practices of education and of teaching nowadays, we have to look into the historical background of teaching as a profession and the practices of these into earlier times. And during the pre-Hispanic period, meaning bago pa dumating ang mga Espanyol, there was no established formal schooling. There was no established formal schooling. There was also no formal preparation for teachers. Okay? Ang mga teachers nila noong mga panahong yun ay ang kanilang mga parents or mga tribal leaders, at ang school nila ay bahay nila. At ang education during the pre-Hispanic period, ang aim niya lang would be teaching kids the life skills. First one, for security and survival. So, paano nila protektahan yung kanilang tribo, paano nila palakihin yung kanilang nasasakupan, paano sila gumawa ng tools para makapag-hunt ng pagkain nila, and so it's just for security and survival. They were also taught how to conform with the moral codes of the group. Okay, so like the girls are just taught to be good housewives, and to do household chores, while the males are taught how to secure their lands. They were taught how to fight and how to come up with tools and how to hunt. Alright? And another thing, ang life skill pa doon is how they were taught how to preserve and to transmit their culture, so that they make sure that their culture does not die. Their language does not die. So these are the only things being taught to kids during the pre-Hispanic period. But during the Spanish period, there was already the free public school system established by Educational Decree of 1836. And at the same time, because the Spaniards were the ones who taught us Christianity, the education during this time was highly religious. Okay? And of course, the teachers were the Spanish missionaries. There were also normal schools run by the Jesuits. But these normal schools, at ibig sabihin ng normal schools, ito yung school na ine-educate lang ay ang mga teachers. Okay, school for teachers, like that of the Philippine Normal University. But during the Spanish period, ang mga trinitrain lang sa normal schools are mga males. Okay? But in 1875, the normal schools were already established not only for male teachers but for female teachers too. That is why the Spaniards, considering all this, the Spaniards started training teachers. Okay, thanks to the Spaniards we are here. Now, during the American regime, the American soldiers served as their first teachers, and through the Philippine Commission, which was enacted through Act 74, they actually created the Department of Instruction or Department of Public Instruction, and this Department of Public Instruction laid the very foundation of public school system and offered free education for Filipinos. And because there was shortage of teachers during that time, they invited teachers from American teachers who were called the Thomasites to teach Filipino learners. And because of the shortage of teachers, and there is an urgent need for Filipino teachers, Filipino students, especially the bright ones, were given opportunities to study in American universities and American colleges for free. Their tuition was handled by the Philippine government. Okay, and these students were called pensionados. And they also established Philippine Normal School in Manila, but for 2 years. But in 1949, teachers' preparation became for years, and they renamed Philippine Normal School to Philippine Normal College. Now, Philippine Normal University. But during the time of Marcos, okay, through Marcos' Presidential Decree 1006 of 1976, President Marcos recognized the importance of teachers in nation building. And so Marcos decided to professionalize teaching, meaning Presidential Decree 1006 is also known as the decree professionalizing teaching. Because during that time, teacher or teaching was not considered a profession. It was only Marcos that recognized the goal, the vital roles of teacher in nation building, and it was him, it was Marcos rather, who professionalized teaching. Now, in 1994, in 1994, through this Congressional Commission or the Education Commission of the Philippines, okay, 1994, parang they came up with a study, a research, and they found out that the quality of Philippine education was declining. At ang pinaka-sad dito is that the teachers are at the heart of the problem. So meaning, bumaba ang kalidad ng edukasyon sa Pilipinas at ang may kasalanan ay ang mga teachers. And they came up with another research, and bakit kaya sinabing ang mga teachers ang core ng problema? These were the things that they found out. Una, they found out that teachers were poorly trained. Hindi masyadong nagsiseminar, hindi nagtitraining, nakokontento na lang sila sa mga pinag-aralan nila nung college nila. So kung ano yung pinag-aralan nila nung college nila, yun din ang ipinapasa nila sa mga estudyante nila. At kung paano sila magturo noong nag-aral sila, yun din yung paraan ng pagtuturo nila sa mga estudyante nila. And there are low quality of students enrolled. And this is not just a problem during that time, but this is also a problem nowadays. There are a lot of student teachers who are not, okay, qualified to be teachers in the future. At ang nakakalungkot, marami talaga sa mga estudyante, okay, ang napunta lang sa nag-eduk lang, okay, sa tatlong reasons. Una, mababa, hindi sila magaling, kaya nag-eduk na lang sila. Pangalawa, wala silang ibang maisip na course, kaya nag-eduk na lang sila. Pangatlo, desisyon ng nanay nila, kaya nag-eduk sila. That explains why there are a lot of students in the College of Education who are low quality. Okay? And that's a reality, whether you accept it or not. And the third one, teaching is perceived as poorly esteemed profession. There was even this study conducted that says teaching is the most impoverished profession, pinakakawawang profession. At totoo po ito. Hindi mo maririnig ang mga lawyers na sinasabing lawyer lang ako, engineer lang ako, o kaya nurse lang ako. But you can hear a lot of teachers who would say, teacher lang ako. Meaning, they are not so proud of the profession that they have. Sila ang unang nagbe-belittle sa profession na meron sila. And I don't know why this happens. Because teachers are the ones who would be putting dignity to the profession. Okay? Kaya nga, lagi kong sinasabi sa estudyante ko, naiinis ako sa mga teleserye o kaya sa mga pelikula who would portray teacher as manang, who would portray teachers with very thick and big eyeglasses, ang luluwang ng mga damit, hindi mapustura, ganon. Paano ka igagalang ng mga tao sa paligid mo if teachers are portrayed such? Okay? So, parang kung ako din ang teacher, hindi ako masyadong ginagalang ng mga tao sa paligid ko, how will I be confident sa profession ko? Okay? Kaya lagi ko rin sinasabi sa inyo that when you become teachers, you have to make sure that you are dignified looking. You have to make sure that you are confident but not overconfident. Okay? You have to be confident, and that you would do everything to make sure that you are doing the right thing, because it's only then that you are able to get the people, the respect of the people around you. So these were the findings. That is 1994. That is why, because of their findings, they already gave this Republic Act 7836, which made licensure examination mandatory. Because for them, if they pass the licensure exam, that means they are qualified teachers. But based on what's happening now, I still disagreeing. I disagree a bit, because there are a lot of teachers who have license but are not quality teachers. Okay? So, yan yung pinakaunang ginawa nila. That licensure examinations be made mandatory, and that different training should be provided for teachers. So CPD should be there so that teachers would grow personally and professionally. But up to this point, there are a lot of changes that are within the teaching arena. Okay, there are a lot of laws that would that aim to uplift the status of the teaching profession, and as for me, I would like to reiterate that if we really would want to uplift our status in the society, or even the respect of the people around us, then they have to see that we are quality teachers, and that we know what we are doing, we are intelligent, we are confident, we are enthusiastic of our job, of our profession. Because if people around us would see such qualities in us, then they will never hesitate to give, to give the respect to us. Right? So it all depends on you to be of help in uplifting this status, the status of the teachers in the Philippines. Okay? That would be for now. As regards different components of the other modules, I'll be preparing another videos for all of this. Okay? Thank you. See you next time.